Hey everyone, hope you're bright and shiny, and I am also in the pink. This is Jubair Ahmed. So today we'll be talking about the queue. We'll be talking about the queue data structure in STL. So let's get started. So in this tutorial, we will learn some specific operation. Those are these. We will learn how to create a queue. How can we access a queue? Then how can we change elements in a queue? And how to add and remove elements from a queue, and how to know the size, and how to know if the queue is empty or not, and how to look through a queue, and how to sort a queue. So let's get started. So what is a queue actually? So queue is like a line, like it follows the FIFO format. So what is a FIFO? FIFO is first in, first out. So what does it mean? So it means that it's like a real life queue in a supermarket. Like you come in first, then you will be served first, right? So when you are in the line first, then you will be out from the line first. So that's the whole concept of the queue. It's basic. So to declare a queue, we have to first include queue. And even though there's bit standard C++, still for learning purpose, I'm showing you that we should add queue. We should include queue header file. And then to declare a queue, we need to use the queue keyword, and then what type of queue I want to store inside an angle bracket. So let's say string type and the name of our queue. Okay, let's name it my queue. Okay. So we cannot, directly assign values inside a queue right now, like vector and arrays. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna push elements in a queue. So for that, we have to use the push command. We have to push keyword, push function or method, as you say. So let's say, what can we push? Let's say push lion. Let's push another tiger by q dot push there, push here by q dot push. That's a fish. So that's how you push element inside a queue. So we have learned how to create a queue and how to, let's know how to access a queue. So we have now learned how to create a queue. So to access a queue, we can only access it in front and back of a queue. So for that, we have to use the front and back command. I mean, front and back method. So let's use my queue front. So this will access the front. So tell me, what is the front element here? Okay, the front element is lion because we have entered lion in the first. So let's check if it's true or not. Let's print out that. As you can see, it's lion. And as usual, the back element should be fish. Yes, as you can see, after lion, there's fish. So we have learned the how to create, how to access, and let's know how to change. So to change an element, we, as you know, that we have to access it first, right? So to access it, we can access only the font Okay, let's access by the first element front. Okay, we have accessed it. Now assign a new value. Let's say shape. Okay, let's see if the front element is changed or not. It should be shape. As you can see, the front element is shape. We have accessed the front element and then changed it. And now let's change the last element, which is in the back. And let's assign a new animal. What can I do? Cat. Okay. Now let's run it. As you can see, the last element is also changed. So this is how we can access and change an element in a queue. Now let's, oh, okay. To add and remove, we have learned how to add already. We have to use the push command. We have to use the push method. We have to use the push method. And to remove, we can use the pop. We can use the pop keyword. So that is my q dot pop. So what this pop method does, it removes the first element. So as I have told you before that, it follows FIFO architecture, which is first in first out. So the first element is lion. So when I pop an element, the lion will be removed first. So then tiger will be reassigned as a front element. So let's check out. As we have removed the first element with the method pop, so the first element now should be tiger. Let's run it. As you can see, the first element is tiger. The last element is fish, still fish. Okay. So we have learned how to add and remove, and let's know how to what's the size and if the queue is empty or not. So from the look of it, there are 5 elements, so it should print 5. We're gonna use the size method for this. So the size method is okay. It should print 5. So as you can see, it prints 5. So the size of this queue is 5. Okay. Let's know if the queue is empty or not. It's not empty. So as you know, that empty returns a binary value. So it should be 0 or 1. And in this case, since our queue is not empty, so it should return 0. As you can see, it has returned 0. Okay, now we have learned how to know the size of queue and how to know if the queue is empty. Let's know how to look through and sort the queue. So we cannot use the for each loop or for loop in this case because it follows the FIFO. I will explain it sometimes after. Okay, let's see how to actually loop through the queue. So we are going to use a while loop and we're going to give a condition. That condition is until my queue is empty. Until my queue is empty, then this loop should run. And what are you gonna do? We're gonna print the front. We're gonna print the front element. And after printing the front element, then we're gonna remove the front element, which is pop. So what he's gonna do? So the first until the queue is empty, so it starts from 0. So it's gonna see the front element is lion, then it's gonna print lion, then it's gonna pop lion, and then the second iteration will begin because the string is not empty, totally empty yet. There are still 4 elements, right? So the second front will be then tiger will be printed out, and then that tiger is going to be popped, and then bear will be reassigned as the front element and it will be then printed. And similarly, the loop will run till fish is printed, and then fish will be popped, and then our loop will be empty. Then the condition is going to be false, and then the loop's going to be loop's gonna break. So for better readability, let's do let add a space after every string. So as you can see, we have 5 elements are printed sequential. So lion, tiger, bear, deer, fish. Okay, we have learned how to loop through a queue. Now let's know how to sort it. So we cannot sort a queue like vector or list. So what we can do, we can take a vector. Okay, can to do that, we're gonna add vector to our header. Okay, and name a vector which is, and it should be string type. I'm gonna name it myvec. So what we can do, after each printing, after accessing each element of the of each front element, we're gonna assign that element to myvec. So we're gonna push, we're going to push back, we're going to push back that to myvec, which is my q dot front. Okay, and then pop it. So vector will be um vector will be filled with these elements, and then what we can do, we can sort it. We can sort the vector using the sort method. So my vect, it uses the begin sorting, start from begin and start at end. So my vec dot end, and now let's print using a for each loop. We're going to take a value from my vec, and we're going to print out all the element inside this vector. Okay, let's see what we get. As you can see, our queue is sorted in a lexicographical order. So as you can see, B, D, F, L, T, it is in order. So yes, that's the whole series today. So in the next video, I'll be coming up with a new data structure of STL series. So I hope you like it, and comment below if you think anything you want or anything you don't like. Thank you for today.